Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful Friday today. We're going to do a quick video about getting accredited on BBB and is it worth it to do it. So in certain cases, the answer will be yes and others no. So it's not a straightforward answer. Unfortunately, if you want it right here in 30 seconds, it's not possible. But let's dive in on when is it a good time, and then we'll go ahead and say when it's not a good time. All right, so let's put it this way. If you're doing business and for whatever reason, this really shouldn't happen, but throughout the year, you've lost more than one deal to the fact of not being BBB accredited and directly linked to that. All right, because if you're not really losing deals, there's a most likely a high chance, unless you're doing many hundreds and thousands of services or orders, until you find that one person that really say, oh no, I'm not going to do business with you unless you're BBB accredited. Maybe in the past, but that won't happen so much before. People might ask if you're accredited, but it's not like one of their checkbox requirements that if you don't have it, they're not going to do business with you. Now, on the other hand, it is a good selling feature, and it's actually good to say that, hey, I'm BBB accredited, although most people believe that BBB is a not-for-profit. It is a for-profit private business, and so they don't know that. If they knew that, they probably wouldn't care about the accreditation so much, knowing that, hey, you could just pay to get an A+ rating. But you can't expect the average consumer to know that. And so kind of winding on through this, we're going to go ahead and say, hey, okay, if I'm a person that is doing, over $500,000 in revenue a year, this might be worth it to look at getting BBB business accredited. If you're a smaller business, and it also obviously depends on your profit margins, right? So what you take away at the end of the day really matters. But the expense is not too high to help in certain cases. If you are grossing a lot, it might give you that little edge that might make you be able to close one or two deals throughout the year. Now, the other thing I was going to say is if you're a smaller business, though, this is most likely not the best option for you. If you have a small budget and you're just looking for ways to grow your business, market your business, get the word out there about your business, BBB is definitely not the right place for you to do that. I'm going to show you guys some of the costs coming up here in a bit, but BBB is really not somewhere where, hey, I'm BBB accredited and boom, you're going to start landing deals left and right. That's not going to happen. If you want something that's more instant like that, I would suggest you guys do Google AdWords, some Facebook ads, get your name out there, get on House, Google My Business. There's many, many things you can do in the short term, which are much, much more beneficial than getting BBB accredited. So the accreditation part, I think it's something that, later on in business, once you've been doing business for 3, 4, 5 years, and you've started to receive those questions about it, and maybe you've lost a few deals because of it, but there shouldn't really be many, then it might be time that, hey, you know what, like for the little bit that I might spend, I'm going to have to go ahead. It might be worth it to go ahead and get accredited, right? So let's go ahead and look at some of the things. So this is their application page here. So it's pretty simple, but really what we care about is the cost. And so you see that they have this strange cost structure, which is really odd to me, but it's based on the number of employees you have, which really I have no clue how, that affects their things on their end, cost-wise for you having more employees for them to be able to increase the cost, but whatever, that's how they decide to make their money, so be it, right? Many people still do believe that BBB does give them a good hint on whether this is a good business or not, so having a nice accreditation is good. So here are your costs, right? Now, the one thing through my dealings with BBB is it's pretty easy to say that, hey, I contract out a lot of work, I only have, 4 guys, right? Or I only have, obviously you can't exaggerate if you have 1,000 employees, and it's pretty obvious you don't go and tell them you have 4 guys, it probably won't work. But yeah, so this is a yearly cost. It's not like a one-time, nor is it monthly though. Now, the only other situation where I might say, hey, you know what, it might be a good idea to get BBB accredited is sometimes you get some bad reviews from people and they leave it on BBB. Now, BBB does have good SEO rankings, and so when people search for your business, they might find that. Now, the nice thing about BBB, but which is really bad for the end consumer because it doesn't really make sense, but if you pay to get accredited on BBB, they help you kind of figure those things out, quote unquote, right? And they help them kind of either disappear or make them seem not as bad as they were, and help you still keep your good rating. Whereas if you did get that, your rating would go down. And so that's just kind of a quick rundown. on my thoughts on BBB. So in a nutshell, if you have a bad reputation on BBB and they can work something out with you for getting it fixed, and also if their BBB listing is showing up whenever you search your name, then yeah, that's probably something you want to look into. Now, if you're just thinking about it to grow my business and you're just starting out, that's a big no-no. Don't do it. Put your money somewhere that's more useful. And if you're a larger company and you've been doing business for some time, then it helps just put kind of like that stamp of goodwill on your business, right? In the customer size. So that's my take on BBB. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day and enjoy the week.